My name's Brianna Cooper, and I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The things that got me into fashion is when I was young, I just always really cared about how I looked. I had to match my outfits to my shoes, to my barrettes, and I've always enjoyed the way I feel when I put on a nice outfit. What I like best about being a fashion designer, a couture fashion designer, is the ability and opportunity we get to influence the culture. I can start a trend if I want to, and that's pretty cool. Couture design is when you specifically make a garment specifically for somebody. So I get your measurements and we talk about what you want, what fabrics you want. It's usually, couture is a one-of-one piece. You couldn't buy it off the rack. It's because it's specifically made for you. For me, some of the most critical aspects of the fashion industry would be just truly how much of an influence fashion has on the entire world, on culture, on movies, on music, on sports in general. So as a fashion designer, or even just a consumer, knowing, I guess, how much influence it has. You can really make a statement or speak on something or really express yourself or set the tone depending on fashion in general, but it's a critical aspect is we have the opportunity to make a statement about anything with fashion. Some lessons that I've learned as a designer is patience and the beauty in failure. Like, the only way I'm gonna get better is if I try and mess up and then try again. The only way I'm gonna learn anything. That's probably the biggest lesson I've learned since I started. To be successful as a fashion designer, but a couture designer specifically, I think it's essential that you have an open mind as a creator. You have to be an artist in an aspect that you're like ready to push the boundaries. You're okay with being questioned or having to question yourselves. Ethics in regards to fashion design is a huge conversation because the fashion industry is the third leading pollutant in the planet next to like gas and something else. Textiles are destroying the planet. So ethically, I think the conversation is, as a designer, it's our responsibility to speak on this. As a consumer, it's our responsibility to know what the reality is of you shopping at Forever 21 all the time, or you getting a stain on your shirt and throwing it away, or you buying 30 tank tops because they're on sale. Like, knowing the ethics behind us being, I say us as in the fashion designers, us being causes of the world pollution, it's important that we pay attention to it. The design process is actually pretty complicated because with my clients, there's usually a theme or a colorway or an overall feeling that they want to accomplish. For example, if someone really likes Nebraska, where it starts with shopping for Nebraska-themed fabric and colorway, or maybe there's a Nebraska print over it. And then I piece together, it's kind of like a reverse puzzle. So I have the piece of fabric, and I know that I have to cut out all the puzzle pieces. And I know that depending on where I cut the fabric will depend on the overall feel of the garment. So the first step conceptually is, do I want it to be mostly this? Do I want it to have something across the chest? So that's where I'm gonna cut the fabric. And then essentially from first cuts until final production, there's just lots of me trying stuff out, sending pictures to the client, like, hey, what do you think? What if I put a pocket here? This is what I'm thinking, yada, yada, yada. And then at the very end of the process, it's the final details, like trimming threads that are loose, or making sure that this stitch won't come undone after it's in the wash, making sure the tag's sewn down and all of that. And then I usually write a little handwritten note, put it in the package with the garment, send it off to the client. And yeah, that's beginning to end. My goals really are to be a household name. I'm really trying to be on Fashion Week every week or every year, one day. I want you to think of Gucci and Margiela and Prada and me, Monet, Belle. I want all of us to be in the same conversation. I want to be able to influence the already existing fashion market, but then also create a space for people like me who are just a girl or just a boy trying their best with the sewing machine they got for Christmas. I want to create a space one day with my platform to be able to support people.